Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Young Readers Book Review. My name is Naya, and this is my brother, Sawyer.
Hi.
Today, I'm going to be sharing with you the book Endling the Last by Kathrine Applegate. Now, if you take a look at this really cute cover, who wouldn't like a book with this dog creature, which is actually a dairne, and this other creature at the bottom, a wabbit, which actually has three tails if you look closely at the cover. Who wouldn't want a book like that? I picked this up in a used bookstore for like $4 or $5, and I was like, oh, this is so cute, I can't wait to read it. Don't be fooled. It is a very tense, very tragic book. And I'm not saying that like this book is bad, but it had a lot of death, a lot of blood, deep descriptions. It was very tense, very strong. I don't know how else to describe it, but I would not recommend this book for anyone 10 and younger. I know I let my brother Asher, who is 12, read it, and he read it when he was 11 at the time, but he finished it, the whole series, there's 3 books, when he was 12. But my sister Violet, who's 10, wanted to read it, and I said, no, I don't think you should read it yet until you're older because there is so much intense moments. And it's not even like intensity is bad, but it was just really crazy death. Like, she described it so vividly. It was like you were right there watching this person die, and I said, you really don't need to be reading that. So I would not recommend this for anyone 10 and younger, but I mean, if your kid just like, death, I don't care, let me read it all, go ahead. It really isn't so bad as I'm probably making it seem, but I'm also a very imaginative person, so everything I read is like a movie playing in my head. So I can see everything vividly, and I cry a lot throughout books. So for me, at like 10, this would not have been a book I could have read because I would have been so what's the word? It's just so vivid that I would be seeing it all, and I can't think of the word. But anyway, you get the point. It is a good book series, though. I really loved all 3 of these books. The way the characters grow, and the way their knowledge expands, and just how well written it was. I've read a few other books by her, and I didn't really care for them. There's the Anamorphous books, and the One and Only Ivan. It's by the same author. I tried the One and Only Ivan when I was little, and I really didn't care for it. I may care for it more now that I am older, but I haven't picked it up yet. I have a lot of TBR to read, so I have this whole pile. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. It is a really good book. All 3 of them were great, and I had so many favorite parts that it was so hard to decide what my favorite part was. But in the end, it had to be the end of the book. Now remember, if you haven't read this book yet and you don't want to hear a spoiler, please be sure to pause the video and then read the book, because I don't want you to hear like my favorite part and then know what's going to happen, because often my favorite parts will give you like a key part of the book and you really don't want to hear that. But anyway, if you really don't care, you can go ahead and keep watching, but I would strongly advise that you read the book first before you watch all of this video. The end of this video is just going to be the favorite part, so you won't miss anything and you can just pick it up later and finish watching once you've read the book. Anyway, my favorite part is when Renzo meets up with Kara and Bix and Tobble, and because Kara is the queen of Nadara, Renzo comes to her and they're gonna have him join their like army of sorts, and she says, do you solemnly swear to always serve me and obey everything I say? And Renzo says, maybe. And there's a better than even chance I will do everything that you say. Almost. Basically, that's what they say. It's really, really funny. And I was dying of laughter. And often I'll cry throughout books because they're just so sad. And this time I was literally crying tears of laughter because it was just so comical. The way she wrote it, it just went seamlessly, and you just read and read and read, and then you're like, wait, what just happened? That is so funny. And you have to go back through and reread it, and you're just laughing. If you're like me and you have such a high sense of humor and you're just emotionally invested into a book, it was awesome. This entire book series was so good. I haven't picked up something quite as good as that since I first read Redwall, and it's kind of similar to that, but in the first person. So it's about animals and all that, and they talk, but this is made up creatures. So, like, Bix, the one on the front here, though it looks like a dog, they're like dogs. She's actually a dairne. So they're basically dogs, but they can walk on their hind legs. They have pouches like a marsupial, and they can talk. And then Tobble here is a wabbit, which is another creature. So, yeah, I've already showed you the cover. No need to do that again. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to give it a like. And if you do read this book, I would love to hear your favorite part. So comment below if you have a favorite part or anything. I love comments. So go ahead and give me some, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
I hope you like the book.